work?
You should probably have a course.
Do you work?
You got a course?
Do you work?
No.
And she got a kid.
You got a course?
You need to start teaching these girls.
No! Y'all doing exactly what I'm telling you not to do.
Trying to engage me, boy.
Out of here. No.
Welcome to Chew the Fat, where we provoke thought, challenge ideas, and most importantly, exchange perspectives. Today we have three very special guests with us. We will talk about one of the best or worst topics ever, which is the dating dynamics. We have two young ladies and someone who you even might recognize from a recent viral video. I'm your host, Smooth, and as you know, on the Chew the Fat with Smooth show, we allow our guests to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Toya. I am 34. I'm a teacher, and yeah.
And yeah, okay.
Oh, hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Heaven. I'm 23, and I'm a preschool teacher.
How are you? Okay, we get it. And those of you may know this next guy. I mean, I don't know if he needs an introduction per se, but
No, not really.
Not no more, man. Not no more.
but you may for the few who might have missed it.
I mean, we had one of the most viral clips last year, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Call me Shape, back in the flesh, man. Here to ruffle some feathers and some wigs.
Right. And last time Coleman Shape was here, we had
Take that hat off.
I don't even know what that means.
She said don't use a condom. That's what she said.
Gotcha. So yeah, last time Shape was here, he stirred up quite a bit of controversy with someone who will remain nameless. And
I know she's like a stalker now, bro. Tell her to stop.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to leave them nameless and carry on. So we, believe it or not, have a topic today, right? We're talking about the illusion of choice. I don't know who this resonates with, but yeah, the illusion of choice, why infinite options lead to zero connection. We're going to talk about the say versus do paradox, right? So most people have a shopping list of values they claim they want, right? But then they do something different. I want to know what we think about this. There's the dating app doom scrolling that we do sometimes, which has proven to be wildly ineffective. So I wanted to get some perspective here. We can start with you.
What kind of perspective are you looking for?
Yours.
On the dating
On
apps or the
the-
illusion of choice?
The illusion of choice and how it relates to dating apps.
Okay. Well, I just feel like social media in general has given a lot of people the illusion of choice because your DMs get flooded with a single selfie, right? But just because you have a DM, full of people doesn't necessarily mean that anybody in those DMs are actually qualified candidates.
Awesome. Have you used dating apps?
Yeah.
What's your dating app of choice?
I used Hinge and Facebook dating.
Which one do you like more?
I think they're both the same.
They're the same?
Ultimately, in my opinion.
Okay. Why do you feel like they're wildly ineffective?
Because it's, again, that illusion. Like, you're just going based off what you see on somebody's profile. But they can say whatever they want to say about themselves. They could give the jazzed up version of themselves, and it could be false advertising.
What makes you swipe right on a person?
First and foremost, I have to make sure I'm attracted to that person. So I have to see if the eye is liking what it's looking at. So that's the first thing.
Okay. Now, that would be described as a filter now.
I mean, you're going to filter out regardless, no?
Right. It's a filter. So with filters, right, one thing that I've learned is once you activate a filter, the first thing that happens is you limit your options, right? Which, of course, we should.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Mid-sentence? Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, our phone's
Why
ringing.
would you go now to swipe right on somebody that you're not attracted to just to not limit your options?
Yeah, kind of. So I'll give you an example, right? Me, I only drive manual cars.
Okay.
And when I check the box manual, 97% of the options go away. And
Okay.
because I'm hell bent on the idea of
But
driving
that's
a
your
manual,
preference.
right. But
Right.
what I realized is that it eliminated 97% of choices, meaning that all of the options that I thought I would have, I can't, right? So let's just say I wanted to buy an M car. The one that's manual, I can't get the competition version. I can't, there's certain things that now I have to sacrifice, right? It only comes in rear wheel drive. I can't get the all wheel drive variant. So if it's snowing, I'm screwed. So I realize that. And, you know, for what I need in a car, I can make it work, but I'm dramatically limiting my options. And I also know that it's extremely unpractical. So I think that women, by and large, are being impractical because they're going based off looks. And the main issue with that is the fact that when you decide to choose by looks, you are eliminating certain other things, right? Just all those options. You're eliminating the other options by going extreme on one option. You want the looks, so now all your other options are going to go away. Loyalty will go away. Stability goes away, right? So a lot of those things go away based on you first looking for that option. So that's the problem that I kind of have with that.
I feel like you're generalizing that based on that person's perception of what they think is attractive, right?
Wrong. I'm not generalizing. I'm going based on statistical data that women are deleting the app by 80%. The 80% clip of women delete the app based on dissatisfaction, right? So what I'm saying is that there's absolutely a reason for it, and it's women's choices, being that they have the choice, right? For your matches, it's completely different. For every swipe that you do, you have a way greater chance, right? There's certain wild statistics that people don't even know about. If I opened up the app and I took my time and I selected one woman, I would have a greater percent chance of being struck by lightning than matching with that one particular woman. For every 145 swipes that I do, I only get one match out of it. For every 10 matches that I get one of those where I can actually date. For every one of those, and I could keep going and going, but basically for me to get something meaningful, I have to swipe 72,000 times in order to have a meaningful relationship based on the apps.
So
as an average person, if I am superior to average, then I have a greater chance of it, right? Or if I cheat, they gamify it and they allow us to pay money to it. Then different things otherwise are shadow banned. So the male experience and the female experience is very different. The filters, like they're more lenient for women than they are for men and everything. So women are basically a commodity on the app. So you could use that for your advantage and exploit it. But women exploit it in the wrong way by looking for the wrong things. I'll let you have one more point and then we'll go to Meva next.
No, I was just saying, as far as like when men swipe on the app as well, they can potentially swipe on someone they're completely not attracted to.
Yeah, all the time. They dig at the bottom of the barrel. Absolutely. Because they realize what they have access to. See, women have the ability to fantasize and bring that into reality. Men are faced with reality on a regular basis because there's no you go girls for us. We don't get that type of energy ever. We are faced with reality. We get rejected on a regular basis. So we're forced to deal with reality. We cannot live in fantasy like women. So we know we suck at life when we do, right? So, and our results prove it. Women can get good results based on beauty, based on youth, based on anything. We don't get that. The average man will never be able to get that. A beautiful woman, or even an average woman, can annihilate a top tier man as far as matches are concerned. Evan, what you got for that?
What was the question to begin with? I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're talking about women's choices, right? What they're choosing and why it's actually not working.
In general, or just on the dating apps?
You could go with either one.
It's unrealistic on dating apps. You don't know that person 100%, and they could just portray an image for you just to literally, because in the like little description box that they tell you to write and stuff like that, you could just say what you want and or what you think that person would want in characteristics or a relationship. So it's really unrealistic when it comes to online dating. Honestly.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, do you feel like women possess discernment?
Yes.
Why would they not use it?
We can, but when it comes to online dating, you do not know because someone could just tell you anything.
So you're saying that their discernment is ineffective in dating apps?
I would say to a certain extent. Yeah.
Fair enough. Shay, what you got on this?
You know what you want me to say?
I want you to I want you to say what's on your heart. In all honesty, I want just from based on what the ladies' responses were.
Well, you said they're losing the options, right?
Yeah, because they think they have 1,000 options. At least it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
But they still are very unhappy, deleting the app and saying men suck. Out of all of these guys, they're saying they can't find one that is loyal. They're saying they can't find one that is emotionally intelligent. They can't find one who's about their business. They can't find one that's family oriented or all of the qualities that they say they want. But they can easily find an F-boy that look good. They got the tight body. They got the right.
I mean, I think the issue for women when it comes to dating apps is that they don't know how to attract the man that they want. You know, and so I see profiles all the time of girls that'll tell you, if you're this, don't swipe right on me. And they'll describe everything they don't want in their profile. And maybe they feel like they're trying to discourage men that they don't want from applying. Right. But the truth of the matter is the men that they might find desirable might be discouraged too. He might look at her like, I don't want a girl like this. She sounds like a negative person. I haven't even met her yet. So that's one thing. The other thing is women have this like unsustainable optimism. So because they got all these matches, they're thinking that there's the next 100 more men that are going to come match with her or slide in her DMs. So they're always thinking there's another guy out there. They're kind of optimistic about finding their dream guy, you know, but chances are if you haven't found them earlier on in your life, you're probably never going to find them. But I know girls in their 40s still waiting for their dream guy as if a guy's dreaming of a woman in her 40s. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it is, you know?
So you disagree?
No, actually, I agree with him. For the first time here, yeah, I kind of agree with him because it's that illusion that, you know, there's 100 more guys where that one came from. But at the core of it, these guys may not have the qualities that you're looking for either. Or somebody might say something that you don't like and it's like, oh, that's it. You're done. I don't care about you no more. Next, like, it's that kind of mentality.
Women are stupid who don't realize what's going on because it's literally the definition of insanity, right? They try the same thing over and over and over and over, same method, and expecting a different result. Would you say that women are stupid or even insane for the tactics? So what would you say? Well, how would you describe?
I would say that it does become problematic at a certain extent.
Is that optimism? Okay, carry on.
It does become problematic.
It becomes problematic
You see
to a
what you just
certain extent.
soften the blow?
Oh my goodness. It becomes problematic to a certain extent. Only because I feel like he said, you know, if you haven't met him so far, you probably won't meet him because what are you going to do? You're going to vet all these men. You're going to do all background research and all of them, see where they come from, see who their family is. That's a lot of work. It's taxing. So be strategic with what you're trying to do.
So how do you be strategic?
Well, in my opinion, if you're looking for a certain kind of man, when you're online dating, in my opinion, like I said, there's certain pictures I just wouldn't post for my profile. I'm not going to post a picture with all my titties showing. I'm not going to post a picture with all my ass out. Like, that's just me. I'm going to post pictures that are, you know, cute, very demure.
So why do you think that's where women are ruining it by posting pictures that are too revealing?
Maybe. Could be. But then again, I'm called a prude, so who knows?
You're called a prude? Mm-hmm. By the men on the app? Or
not the men.
How are they? How do the men respond to that?
I feel like I have a positive response for the most part on dating apps. I haven't had a negative experience so far.
Okay, well, do you think that You said you haven't had a negative experience.
So far.
Have you met anyone yet that is valid on there?
Yes.
Oh, really? How about that? Okay, we're going to get back to that. Go ahead, Heaven. What you got on?
I don't really have a comment on that, honestly. Yeah.
All right, so how about this? Do you think that if you had to delete every single dating app possible, that you would have a better outcome as far as finding men?
Yeah. I feel like dating online is trash and it's not showing who you really are or personality wise. Or just like interactional, because you can only do so much online and it's a waste of time, I feel like, personally.
How did you come to this outcome? Because most people within your age group, you said you were 23, they find it more convenient. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to get your stuff. You take your pictures one time. It's extremely convenient. You have access to men that you would never meet in real life. And the algorithm is very good at recycling the same high click rate or click-through rate, right? There's men that get the high click-through rate. So they recycle those men over and over and over and over. And they're manufacturing Eskimo sisters, in my humble opinion, right? So this is all deliberate. And another thing about dating apps, if you find someone and delete it, they don't make any money off of you. Even though women typically don't spend money, the men do. The men do. Men always spend money behind women, even on dating apps. For you to be seen, they'll say, boost your profile, get more matches. You can't even see who likes you unless it's like, oh, pay up. So it gets really wicked. Women are able to kind of slip through the cracks a little more with most of those apps. But you think that you would find greater success meeting people in real life. I would love to hear where you think good places to meet the men that you want are. You have to think about it. So that would tell me that you're obviously not intentional about it yet. Because if you were intentional about it, then you would know these places. You would have researched these places, studied these places. You'd be all over it. You'd be like, you know what? Let me try. I know the cigar lounges where a lot of sophisticated gentlemen are. I know the golf course. I need to start working on my stroke.
Well, it depends on what kind of guy you're going for. Me personally, right now, I would like a relationship, but I know that I'm not ready for one. So I'm more into the looking for a financial stability aspect of a relationship.
So when you say you're not ready for a relationship, do you need to heal, or like what would stop you from being ready for a relationship?
I'm healing right now. Yeah.
You're healing?
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
Yeah.
Ex-fiance.
Got it.
And who called off the marriage?
I did.
Okay. But you said now you want a financial aspect, so you don't want to date nobody, but you want somebody to pay?
I want a guy who's willing to pay for just time and emotional aspect.
Is he getting laid?
No, because there's plenty of guys that do not want to do any sexual activity. There's guys who just want to have an emotional connection with the person because they don't get that with everybody. They just...
Are they losers?
I'm not going to call them that.
Would you pay for emotional connection with a woman?
No.
Some people do, some people don't. There's a lot.
What the fuck is an emotional connection? What am I getting? You text me good morning?
That's not typically what men look for, right? So I'm going to be honest right here, right? And when a man sees a woman, the first thing that he thinks is, I want to hit. That's just what it is, right?
If she's attractive.
If naturally, and if she's not,
attractive, I'm like, I don't want to hit.
She's in the friend zone.
I don't want to hit.
A lot of people would argue that women are useless as friends. I would say they're actually valuable for perspective and insight, really. But most
insight
men,
into what?
Into
you go to girls for insight.
I got a lot of game from other women, and I know how nasty they are. I know all the good, bad, and the ugly. I know how they feel, and it gave me a level of game.
Insight to them or women?
No, to me.
No, but when you say that,
because
I don't take dating advice from women. You take dating advice from women?
It don't be advice. I just listen to their regular daily endeavors.
So it's insight to them as individuals.
Well, as an individual, but once you game, anybody who understands game know that there's a few archetypes. The same ones from the Bible. You got your Jezebels, you got your what we doing? We know that there's archetypes, right? And I already know I could size a joint up within 5 seconds, and I know she.
What's your archetype?
I know she not. Is she going or not?
What do you mean?
What's your archetype? He said his archetype. What's your archetype?
I think he was saying that he knows the archetype, so you got to ask him what's her archetype.
Well, do you believe women have archetypes?
I don't know, honestly.
You don't.
She probably don't know the definition of that word.
No, that's
I
what I'm
think they
saying. I wanted you to explain it.
No.
Explain it. You can.
Well, archetype is what they're pretty much saying is there's character traits there's patterns in women. So, an archetype of a girl could be a mother, a wife, a sister. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what you're
caretaker,
looking for?
a dancer. So some people would say that's as example. So we're talking about character trait clusters. Mm-hmm. But what he's really trying to refer to is there's some women that you would marry, some women that would be the side chick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Toya absolutely believes in archetypes. You know why? Because she
called
herself.
Yeah.
From one. And
she called herself prude. That'd be an archetype.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't even say that that's part of it, yes. But being that she knew to dress a certain way, to not show this, not show that, she didn't want to be included in one of those archetypes, right? So that's why she already knows for sure. And I think you do too, even though you may not have known the word per se. You probably, when you advertised, you had an idea of what you wanted to attract. Mm-hmm. And what you did is you did certain things. You took certain pictures. You put certain things in your profile to filter out what it was and to make sure people knew what they were getting. It's pretty much your advertisement, right?
Yeah.
So
what are you advertising on your dating?
Something?
Because she says she's not going to show pictures of titties and ass. You showing titties and ass on your dating profile?
I mean, it depends on what I'm searching for in that moment.
But if you want...
Searching.
Okay.
Searching. Calm down.
I heard that.
I'm saying because you say you want an emotional connection. So is it titties out if you're looking for an emotional connection, or there's no titties out?
I'm not saying emotional connection as of right now. This moment, I'm not looking.
So right now you're just trying to smash.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
she's trying to get money and get no sex.
Money.
Oh, so you're looking for tricks?
Yeah.
To be honest, yes.
Got it. So how do you?
Would you marry a trick though?
Oh no.
So that's what I'm saying. A woman be looking for something that she don't want long term, and it's like, how you gonna deal with a man that you don't even respect though?
I mean, to be honest, if he's tricking and we get into a relationship and I'm just building that foundation off of it, I don't want it to just be like, oh, you just give me money, and I fall in love with you because you give me money. No, it has to be a deeper foundation off of just that, because a guy can pay for everything and I can be perfectly fine with that and just build just straight off of that. But
because players are not gonna pay.
I mean, that's up to them,
right?
But I'm not.
But will they still get it?
I'm not looking for that.
Will they still get it?
I mean,
no,
player. See, this is what happens with women, right?
That's pretty much.
They want the tricks. They want the tricks. They'll take the money from the tricks, and then they'll fuck the players.
I was never doing that anyway to begin with. But like I said,
well, who would you rather fuck, the trick or the player?
I'm not fucking nobody. That's
okay. We're not. We're talking hypothetically, because right now I guess you said you're traumatized.
I'm talking realistically, not hypothetically.
Well, who realistically is going to give you money other than the trick?
That's all that I wanted. Was
why do you want it? Why do you want an emotional? Do you want an emotional connection with a trick, or that's what you feel like you have to offer?
The thing
if a trick gives you money,
was that a trick?
Because you say you're not gonna give them any ass.
Emotional connection. They are not looking for sexual connections. They're looking for emotional.
Are you sure? Them niggas is lying, bro.
Okay, so
them
tell
niggas
my sugar daddy that himself.
You got sugar daddy?
Yeah, 3 of them.
You got 3 sugar daddies?
3 of them. Hey, bookies.
Count them. And how many of them you fucking?
I'm not one of them.
You're not fucking any of them?
None of them.
And how much will they give you?
Whew, I just got a place.
So you got to... So, okay, and let's paint this picture. Right? Now, let me ask you this question. So let me ask you a question, because...
Do they have to be seen with you? Like, they take you out?
No. I can go out at any point in time and I get picked up if I want to go somewhere, if I want to do something. It's just like the emotional connection. Some people are just so high up in life and they don't have a foundation with a relationship, so they pay for that emotional connection.
I mean, that's a real thing. And
that's why I search for guys that are like
because
that.
I know of people who do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's lousy.
They don't want sexual connections. They just want an emotional aspect.
A lot of people
They want sexual.
No. Listen.
No, she has a
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that men actually fall in love. That men love femininity. That men want someone just to talk to them.
Beta men, bro.
Well,
beta men.
Well, dude, would you say that there are more betas or
Bitch boys.
Do you say we're more? Do you say that
Bitch boys.
Would we say that there are more betas or alphas in the world?
They alphas.
There's more betas in the world.
Bang. So we're talking about generalities. So yes,
But it's still,
men
you
in
said
general-
archetypes of men, right?
Right.
The beta man will pay for
The emotional
a
connection.
woman like her,
But men in not
right?
men
And
in
they
general.
won't press for sex. But we know we're men, bro.
No,
I know beta men, bro. They want sex too. And their strategy is, their strategy is that I'm gonna do what I think she wants me to do to get what I want.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Not necessarily.
So look, I'm gonna tell you this.
unless she has no
Listen.
testosterone,
I believe you, right? Listen, and that's the thing too, because they're
he probably got erectile dysfunction.
Lows. There are record lows of testosterone levels.
How you know that so well?
So listen. But look, men, there's a lot of men who just want the emotional connection. I know it sounds weird to you, but a lot of men just really enjoy having access to a woman that they can. It's that fantasy. Some men live in that fantasy too, and it's way more than what we think. There's a lot of men who like being dominated by women that will never tell you.
Yeah.
There are people who I know
facts.
about that. Like, yo, I'm just telling you, it's weird to me.
But do y'all respect
can
men
see-
like that? Like I know
I
you
respect
talk.
them.
Would you marry a pay pig?
I wouldn't marry a pay pig because the foundation is built off of just money, and there's no furthering that because we established that in the beginning. You are my pay pig, you give me money, and that is all that I ask of you. And that's all that you want from me. So there's nothing else beyond that.
So you're taking
So I got a
advantage.
question about that. How do you get your rocks off? Who do you choose for that?
My damn self.
Lies. So you're saying you're asexual all in? I don't believe that. Somebody's being
I mean,
off.
not right now.
You probably
Not right
That's on
now.
that shit, bro. You just-
I mean, I got a girl though for that, but beyond that,
she got an eater. She got an eater. Right?
yeah, because I'm.
So she got eaters and pay pigs. This is the modern woman.
I
bro.
have a girl for that.
a eater, but plural pay pigs.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question
I
though,
know
because you understand that this is gonna go out to the public, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is an archetype when a man sees this, he says, "I want to marry her, a girl with pay pigs and eaters."
I mean, some men in this society, in this day and age, is okay with that because they get
But is it the
what
height?
the girl gets.
Is it the height?
So if I had a boyfriend right now, because some pay pigs, they love that. They love that the girl has a boyfriend or a situation or whatever. They give the money to both of them. There are people that are like that.
I'm not saying it's not real, but
When I was with my ex-fiance,
clowns are real too.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Yeah, these guys are clowns.
You may not agree
Do
with
you
it,
want-
but there are men who just love that. They get off to that.
So if you had a son, would you want your son to be a pay pig?
I would never want my son to be a pay pig. But I'm not
You're taking
raising
money
a
from a
pig.
nigga that she wouldn't even want to replicate.
Okay, but I don't want that.
But
for my child.
there's situations for, let's say, no, I'm not. I'm just saying there's situations, let's say,
Sisterhood
for,
stepping
for
in.
some older men who maybe don't work in that area anymore, and they want that female companionship, and they will pay for it because they know that they don't have
But the
anything else
best-
to
Wait, we
offer.
just established that.
But the
What the fuck are you
best
talking about?
female
So-
companionship is pussy.
But I'm saying a
To
man
you,
like that would
to
still
all men.
want to marry.
Because that's all
her.
that you're thinking
So look,
about.
Offer your
look,
pay pig sex and let me show
Pay
tell
pig
me.
sex is crazy because pay pigs are directly not
But I'm
involved
sa-
in
okay,
sex.
but
If you knew
the-
what a pay pig actually was.
I don't know what it is. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're-
They
you're
don't even
familiar.
involve
You-
sex at all.
You hang out with niggas like that,
Exactly.
right?
I don't hang out with niggas
Okay,
like
you know
that.
niggas. You know niggas like that, bro.
The underworld. Don't do that.
You know niggas like that, right? You know niggas like that, right? But
Don't do that.
the point I'm trying to say is, if you offer to pay pig sex, he's going to take that.
No, he's not.
The dudes that are on OnlyFans paying these girls, right, money and talking to them in a DM. You really think they don't want to smash these girls?
Okay, but that's not a
That's
pay pig.
OnlyFans.
That's different. That's
That's
Those are
not
pay
a
pigs
pay
too.
pig. No, they're
so,
not.
So what you got to understand is that this is all sickness, in my opinion, right? Where there's men who like to be beat on. There's men who like to get the jewels stomped on. There are men who are absolutely turned on by getting their bank accounts drained.
Exactly.
Right? That's a pay pig. They
We love
to
that.
get their bank accounts drained. They love the idea that this woman he would never get an actual sniff of her, that they will never even see her in real life.
Exactly.
And they are aroused by
Right.
it.
And they will pay whatever for it.
And there's women that like to be abused. But the truth of the matter is, what I'm trying to say is, if
enough.
long term, right? If long term you want to be a wife, do you feel like having pay pigs is going to hinder that?
I'm not
Do you?
saying it's going
Because
to
what
hinder
women
it.
don't understand is they're going to think about what they want now, but this is the problem, right? They're not preparing themselves for the future. Okay, so like, yeah, you might have your fun, get your money now, you got a little car now, but who's going to provide for that long term? Because these pay pigs, they might got other bitches too. And what if the bitches are better? And what if the bitches actually do fuck these niggas?
Do you know how many pay pigs are out there in the world, though? And do you know how many people that are in relationships that's supporting the pay pig, like the whole aspect? My ex-fiance was supportive of me having a pay pig because he supported us getting money.
What do you think about it, man?
Whoa.
What do you think about a man?
Because
Hey, yo.
What do you think about a man?
Bro, you know what I think about a man like that.
You
you get free money from a random stranger and you don't ever have to give up nothing. So what is the problem with it? He's supporting you in your relationship, and he's not even touching you.
I wouldn't want, all due respect to you.
want my man
All
to
due
be
respect to
comfortable
you.
with that.
Get your money, do your thing. I could never put a ring on a girl who got pay pigs and shit like
you-
that. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I respect that you get your money, you get it taken care of. We all need bread, right? But I'm not gonna wife up a girl who's gonna entertain a man who clearly is down bad, and she gonna take advantage of him. And my thoughts are she would take advantage of me. You feel me? I'd be worried about that. If I was gonna be with a girl long term, I want to make sure that she could be loyal to me and loyal to a cause and loyal to a man of dignity.
So in short, you're saying that Heaven would never qualify to be your wife ever?
I mean, she could answer that question herself.
I mean, I wouldn't even want to be your wife.
Yeah, because I'm not a pay pig, right? And I wouldn't tolerate her having a pay pig. You feel me?
Because it's not, we wouldn't tolerate a pay.
I mean, it's not even about the pay pig aspect. It's just about the whole personality and, look.
You don't like this personality? You said it looks?
Yeah.
You don't like the way he looks? Why not? What's wrong with his looks?
He's cool as a friend. I friend him.
Oh, he's a friend zone. Okay. What's wrong with his looks?
Nothing's
You don't
wrong.
think he's a handsome guy?
He's attractive, but just not to my eyes.
Whoa! I don't. No, that's mind blowing. No, you can't explain. You got to explain it to me. What do you mean?
Like, he's an attractive being. He's not a
She would find me more attractive if I gave her money.
No, I would
The
not.
fact that my wallet don't come out and go like this.
You gotta. Yeah.
I have seen you as an
unattractive.
attractive friend,
Yeah.
not as a relationship partner.
When you said not to your eyes, you gotta explain that. I'm very.
Okay,
Bro,
so
no, we're not gonna go
I
dig into
want-
like how she. Bro, no, bro, it ain't about that. The truth of the matter is that if I would be friends with her, it's not about.
Yeah, he is.
It's not about fear, but it's just like I don't know why you so invested into her
Sound like
opinion about it.
sound like you scared.
I'm not invested in this.
All right, so fair enough. Go ahead, let it go. Let it go. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
So go ahead, let it go. Let it go. Because honestly, what we and one of the things when you mentioned, you
Just
said,
gonna let it go.
well, she just stopped. I thought we had the light.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stop. Go ahead.
Please
Like-
tell us why.
Yeah, please. This is pop the balloon now. Tell us why.
Well,
Pop the
for
fucking
one, oh,
balloon.
that's crazy. I hate that.
Yeah, pop the balloon.
I really do hate that show. For one, you're just the age gap right there.
Oh, he's an old head. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't want to date someone that's 2-3 age gaps above me for real. I want someone that's I'm relatable with, right? Yeah, I'm a Gen Z, so I'm gonna be relatable with somebody that's like 27, 28, and that's pretty much my age gap right there because I'm 23. Other than that, I kind of look at you as pops.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry.
Why not sugar daddy?
I really could have
Because
been
you
with your
don't
mom.
have-
I really could have been with your mom.
But I mean, you could have had me though from being with my mom type shit. But like I was saying, I wouldn't look you as a sugar daddy aspect because of the way that you're giving me off that vibe anyway. You act as if you just
I'm a man with respect.
not just respect, but it's just like you just don't even want to do it. I want a person that wants to willingly give it just because they want to give it.
Would you ever be able to be with a man who he's doing all right? Maybe he's making about 80 racks or some shit like that a year. He really loves you. He is supportive. He likes your kids and shit like that, but he's not getting it. But he also doesn't tolerate pay pigs. He's like, listen, like it's us. I don't really want anything outside. Would you be able to?
Oh, I could definitely drop that. I could drop that at any time being, like I said. Like I've built my foundation kind of off of a pay pig, well, pay pigs in general. So I'm okay financially wise where I don't even have to be like, okay, I could just drop you guys at any point in time. But if I'm building with an actual person in a relationship who wants to further into marriage and kids and everything like that, and they don't feel comfortable with it, I can 100% drop that. That's not ever a problem with
Even with that anytime.
Yeah.
So would you pick up another gig, or would you expect them to support it entirely?
I would be like, well, depending on like the financial aspect of both of us
I said
and what we're
80 racks.
doing.
I said 80 racks. He's making 80 racks.
A year, that's perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with getting a job. I don't have a
Okay.
problem with getting 2 jobs. As long as we're both at a mutual understanding of what our income is and our stability and what we're doing with our lives together, I don't have a problem with it.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think, right, because you said both of these guys were not up to snuff. Do you think that, what do you think was their issue? Do you think it was morally, or what made you leave these dudes? What was it that made you leave these dudes?
Me and my exes,
Yeah, you had 2 fiancés, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made you leave them?
they both cheated.
Right. So I'm going to say that there's some type of a morality problem with that. So I would just say that a man that would typically accept your profession is likely not going to be what it is that you want to be. His moral compass is going to point south. That's the problem. So the men that you are accepting is your biggest issue, right? The men who would accept their profession is not going to be a sound guy. He's not going to be that dude who's loyal. He's not going to be that dude that has stability. Anyone who, in my opinion, would be supported by many men's and women's opinion, men who would accept that kind of a lifestyle typically won't be a man who you want to build a family with.
But hold on, it's not the men she's accepting, it's the men that she's attracting. And it goes back to what we said before earlier. As women
Well, she
gotta
can attract whatever she
hold
wants.
on, you're interrupting.
Technically, because
hold on.
I didn't have this pay pig foundation at the time when I was in relationships. So it was just purely out of just attraction.
Well, a few minutes ago,
Person-
you just said that you had a man who was accepting of your pay.
Yes, my second engagement.
Right.
And this was later on into our relationship. It wasn't just, hey, I have one and we're in a relationship. You have to accept it. No. It was later on and I told him about it. And after we got to know each other and after the engagement, he was like, okay, I'm cool with that. He's funding you. I could fund you. We could still build a foundation just off of that alone.
Got it. Shape has something good.
No, I think this is very myopic. I think a lot of women do this. They think short term. They want to get the money now. They want to get the resources now, but they don't think about the character that they're building in themselves and who that character can attract, right? Because the man that cheated on you, he's right. He's going to have a low moral compass, right? And so in the future, unfortunately for you, the men that will only desire you would be men with low moral compass. If cheating is something that you don't want to deal with, you're actually encouraging men who cheat to date someone like you.
How could you say that?
Because look, I get it, right? Like we live in a world where there's no rules in people's minds, right? What she's doing is not illegal. It's legal for her to accept men that give her money, pay her bills, her rent, whatever. But the truth of the matter is, a man who has value, a man who has honor, would never want to date a woman who accepts money in this type of scenario. You feel me? Because to me, it's akin to sex work. And so a man that would accept a sex worker would be a man who would date a porn star, would be a man who would date a girl who's at the strip club, would date a girl who would be accepting of him cheating. But I know a lot of women don't want a man like that. But the way the way they orient themselves, that's the only kind of men that they would attract.
Have you ever dated a sex worker?
Me?
He asking you.
Oh, bro, I can't tell them glasses, bro. I don't know who the fuck you looking at.
Have you ever dated them?
No.
Have you ever
I mean,
dated a sex worker?
never dated a sex worker.
Like nobody who was a stripper?
I fucked a sex worker. I never dated one.
When you say, did you go out anywhere, or did you say, hey, come to my house?
I want to bring them to many places, bro.
Did you go out anywhere? Yes or no?
I think I made it Federer real
You
quick.
dated her.
I didn't date her, bro.
Dated.
She got a little meal quickly.
That's not a
took her
date.
out
If you
to
go
eat
out to
food?
eat, then that's a date, my dude.
I mean, if you call it a date,
Dating a sex
I didn't get
worker.
nothing to eat.
It don't even matter. You
You're
still
dating
did
a
the
sex worker.
action.
So you spent the money for her to eat and you didn't eat.
I didn't eat.
So you dated a sex worker and tricked on her. And she's a sex worker.
You talking
I didn't-
about chicken.
No, no, no.
Look,
And bro, I understand that. Look.
Talking about chicken.
Look.
Oh, you messing with a sex worker.
So who I fuck, right? As far as women go, right? That doesn't mean I would marry a woman like that.
I don't think you married. I won't.
Okay. So that's different. The question should be, who would I propose to?
And I just said,
Who would I get on one knee and say, I want to start a family with?
You said dated. You didn't say proposed.
I don't feel like it was a date. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I fucked a chick. I fed a chick. What I
If you met her on an agreed point of time, then a destination that was neither of your homes. It was a date.
Okay.
exactly.
If you say so. She bought me a drink, man.
You dated a sex worker. That's fine.
I dated a sex worker for one day. For one day.
How long was you having sex with her?
We had sex one time.
Just once.
Yeah.
Damn.
You only did that once?
So you paid for the coochie.
So she's an active sex worker who knows how to please a man. This is her
No,
job.
okay.
This is her profession.
Okay, so let me put.
And you only had sex
So
with
at the
her one
time,
time?
she wasn't a sex worker. My bad. She's actually a porn star now.
Dang.
But at the time, she wasn't a sex worker. She was actually just a model when I used to be a photographer. And we hung out one time, you know. I didn't clean it up. It's just the truth. I
All
mean,
I'm hearing is that you paid for the coochie.
I feel like you always pay for the pussy. Personally.
So then we're all tricks.
No, because the tricks are the ones that are getting tricked, meaning to get tricked out of their money and they don't get no pussy.
How is it tricked though? Because they're willing to do
If a man
it.
has a proposed...
Because a man is not a pay pig if he's getting late.
So
What?
so you wouldn't consider a man who pays for box a trick?
That mean we'll all be tricks. No, because we pay indirectly, right? So if you're
I
talking
don't
about,
hear you paid in
So
general.
you're saying
You
again?
paid,
so
you
you're
paid.
saying we're all tricks?
I
Yes,
mean,
you're
if you're
a trick.
saying me feeding a girl
You're a trick.
is paying for it, because I'm not giving her money.
Yes, you are.
Silly rabbit.
So you
Tricks are
think
for
you're
kids.
tricks?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
You think
Very.
you're a trick?
So
Yeah, I
every
think
man you
he's a
date is a
trick.
trick. So when a man takes you out to eat, he's tricking on you.
It depends. Where's he taking me?
I thought the trick gave you the bread to your hand.
No, the tricks
No,
can
not
pay in any type of
What if-
payment.
What if...
You could buy
I never bought no bags. I never gave no girl no bread.
I'm just saying, you could take her to a really nice restaurant. There are certain restaurants where you go and you sit down and you eat, and it's the two of y'all could run up the bill to like $300-400.
I just
Never happened to me.
$300-400.
Never happened to me.
What are we doing? I hope
Sorry,
we do that.
your culinary palate has to be upgraded, my friend.
Don't touch my leg.
Damn, it's okay.
But Trev, I'm
Being the
disappointed
same
in you,
boat,
Trev.
just
I'm
because-
disappointed in you because I've realized since our viral moment, you just switched sides. Now you're completely in support of whatever women say. So you're part of the sisterhood.
I'm in support
You're
of
part of
what
the
you're saying.
sisterhood.
Wow.
I just-
Yeah.
Damn, not
No,
trying to
no,
you
script.
do.
This is black on black crime.
Listen,
Ah.
I just dragged two women all over this podcast. And
You dragged these two women?
No, it was
Oh.
her and another woman. Yes.
I didn't see you drag anybody. What I see when I now, there's pay pigs. There's guys like that. There's guys like that. Oh yeah, there are guys.
You're just not one of them. It's okay.
What side am I on? The side of truth, right? So I call the truth.
So you would accept if your daughter did this type of behavior, correct?
There's no
Is that
way
the
my
truth?
daughter-
Absolutely not.
Oh,
That's not what
so
he
why
said,
don't we
though.
not talk about morals?
How did they
Hold on. Hold on.
I mean, to flip the script.
That's
with
not
the
what he
children.
said. He didn't say nothing like that.
Explain it, because she heard it.
All he
She's an
said
active
was,
listener. This is an
it's
active listener
true.
talking.
This
Sounds defensive.
happens. No,
sound
you
defensive.
sound defensive.
You sound defensive.
Because he said, this is true. This happens. And then you went straight to, so you'll be accepting if your daughter did this.
Yeah.
He didn't even say nothing like
And
that.
that's what we're trying to discuss. We're trying to
This
discuss.
is what an active listener sounds like.
So we're trying to discuss what deplorable behavior is, and we're trying to discuss what honorable behavior is.
Got it.
And you asked an important
I
question,
think it's
bro. You interrupted me.
Go ahead.
You asked an important question in the beginning. You said the illusion of options.
right.
Those pay pigs are the illusion. They're not real options. You wouldn't marry them. You won't reproduce with them. If we're not on this planet
So why'd you take
to
my
have
advice,
families, if we because it's
Why'd you
I'm
date a
not,
porn
I'm not her
star?
option, and I didn't date
But
her.
clearly she was
I
the
didn't date
option
her.
for you
She's
because you took her out.
She's a porn star now. She wasn't a
But
porn
you
star
still
when I
took
met
her out. Though.
You was willing to reproduce with her?
Exactly.
No,
So why'd you have sex
You
with
was
her?
willing to have sex.
I had a
with her.
condom.
It doesn't matter what you did. You still did it.
It don't matter. The condom could have slipped off.
She coulda
coulda
poked the
poked
hole in there.
it, all types
Don't
of
even
shit.
matter.
You
I'm
was
gonna
willing
hear
to
that.
reproduce with her because you had sex with her.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Could have been
Wait,
your
I
child's
can't
mom.
agree with that.
You can or
If we
can't.
use a condom, we are reneging. We are not trying to shoot the club. We are trying
Yeah.
to not get her pregnant.
So now you could.
We're taking a risk. Men have a higher risk tolerance than women, right? I don't know about with sex because they've done some really wild things when it comes to who they choose for mates and making children with. However, in general, men have a very high risk tolerance. So it's not weird for us to say, hey, look, I'm going to throw this jammy on to avoid getting her pregnant. And there's a very high chance, like 98% chance. And we weigh the odds and we say, this is what the odds are. It's extremely likely that I'm not going to do it, right? So
And I pull out even with the condom on.
You're wildin'. I'm definitely.
He said, fuck no.
You gotta get this vasectomy, bro.
I'm not getting a vasectomy. I'm not
What?
letting no
It's
doctor.
reversible.
I'm not letting no doctor nowhere
I
near
heard
me.
it's reversible.
But I understand, Trev. That's where you at
Very
right now.
effective.
You let them cut. You know. Go ahead.
Yeah, shoot the club up, bro. Woo.
Nah.
Them carefree
Blank shots.
woo-ha's, bro.
Blank shots is crazy.
They don't look blank. It don't look blank. You would never know if I didn't tell you.
I would never know,
You
bro.
would never.
I would never know.
I'm talking about-
I would never
I'm
know.
talking to her. I'm talking that shit. But let's you chill out. Anyways,
I'm disappointed in you, Trev, man. I
you're
really
disappointed in me.
I am.
So you didn't hear me call her out. You did not hear me call her out and saying that you're picking men who are morally bankrupt, right? You missed that whole part when I told her that what she's doing is bullshit. If she's actually trying to get married, and most honorable men would not accept that profession if they're looking for marriage. That is what I emphatically agree with. That's it. That's where I'm at with it. I don't think that men who she's looking for, right? As far as at least what she says she's looking for.
I'm not looking for that.
Well,
I'm saying I'm
asked you what you
attracting it
expect.
as of right now because
No,
of the
but we
freaking
asked you
profession.
what the qualities were that you would appreciate, and a lot of those things were met. Those qualities we talked about loyalty. We talked about
Yeah, in general.
moves.
But like as of right
Stability,
now is a
right.
payback.
right, and I get it.
Current.
And I feel like you think you have time, and maybe you do. You're still 23, so okay, you do have time, right? However, there's certain things that happen to people psychologically, and I understand right now you may not even feel it, but there are psychological consequences to those type of dealings. That's a real thing. Maybe you don't know about it, and I would venture to say that there's nothing that you feel about it, but later on in life, those things hit, right? Those experiences, they play back in your head. I have a lot of things right now. It's just starting where I get childhood conversations that I had and they hit different. Like I get so much, different information from like retrospectively. I'm like, damn. And you really, really fester in that shit sometimes. And you'll be like, damn, things hit different later on. It's not like an immediate reaction where you hear it. That's what we call trauma sometimes, right? Like it doesn't always surface immediately. And I'm not saying, listen, go ahead and get it. I don't judge it to the point or whatever, but what I do is I discuss the probable things that are going to happen to you later on in life, right? And what your experience may be based on the behavior that you are exhibiting right now.
And should we encourage women not to disqualify themselves from what they actually pay for?
Yeah. I agree.
And that's why I think the conversation was going.
I completely agree with that. And I want to say that there are some men who are going to be very forgiving of it, right?
Oh my
Is
God.
it ill-advised? Is it ill-advised? I would say...
And there's some men that,
You about to stress him out.
Yeah, right. You're right.
yeah, because I mean, I don't know why we're focused on deplorable men. I mean,
Well, we're saying deplorable, right?
the possibility and probability is unimportant. We got to focus on, we got to aim on it.
We always encourage women to understand that they're probably going to end up with an average man, right? If they're looking for the virtues that they're saying they want, right? They say, hey, I want somebody who's this, and this. They never say, I need somebody. Sometimes they do. Th'll say, I want somebody who's 6'4", blah, blah, blah. But when the women who say that they are intentional, and when we say, hey, what do you want out of a man? Honestly, they say things like emotional intelligence, morality, and all of that nonsense, right? They say that. So we're talking about the average person, and we've established, from your lips, that most men are what you would consider to be gayos. I would say average, right? And the average man, based on him having one out of 145 matches and having to swipe 72,000 times to get a meaningful relationship, are willing to accept less. I don't think they should. I encourage men to not accept less.
No.
But then the current time, the reality is, if Heaven want to get a dude right now, today, if she want to take one off of Hinge, if she want to go to Tinder, if she want to go to Bumble, she can get a dude to accept every freaking thing that she is doing.
I don't believe
right
that.
now. I do believe that.
And here's the thing. Here's my counter to that. The truth of the matter is, because in my community, right, all my subscribers, my followers, there's a lot of men who are average and they're frustrated with the current dating climate and environment. They're not sitting around saying, "Oh, we want to pay for a female connection." Bro, Valentine's Day had a live stream yesterday. We had about almost 100 people on that live stream. They're all glad that they save money because they don't want to take this type of. They don't want to reward this type of behavior in women, in modern women. So
have
the
to.
idea that there's a bunch of paper. I mean, maybe I have an anecdotal experience where a lot of men that I'm around, they're not going for this shit.
Well, how did you? Are you familiar with OF earnings last year?
Yeah, it's in the billions.
Okay, that's my case.
Exactly.
Yeah, but well, okay. But just because, so are you suggesting that most men we know are paying for OnlyFans?
That is the lowest form of man, in my opinion. Right? A person who.
But answer the question though. Most men you know. How many men do you know?
actual interaction.
How many men do you know are paying for OnlyFans actively? Right?
I think it's stupid because it's all free.
No, but the question is how many? Because you said the average man. I don't think the average man's paying
How
for
many friends
OnlyFans.
do you have?
I think the exception.
How many
I think the
friends do you
loser
have?
exception.
How many friends do you have?
You can't call.
No, okay, well, how many
losers.
acquaintances do you have?
I'm not trying to make fun of your fan base, but
It's
I'm
not.
trying to.
It's not my
Association.
business. I don't have.
Right. Now, out of that, I would say at least a quarter of them are paying for OnlyFans.
A quarter of your friends?
He said 4 digits of
He'd be very
the men,
surprised.
the associates that he has.
I know it's way too. It's far
So
too.
if it's in the billions,
And what I'm saying is that's the lowest form. The lowest form, meaning that let's just
You're paying for something that's literally
even if we
free.
said 10%, right? This ain't 10% because it's in the
No,
billions.
it's not 10%.
All right, let's say 5%, which is the lowest form. Then you have a tier up. I could say 5% because it's in the billions, right? They made billions of dollars. They had millions of
How many men are in America?
about 160 million. Some shit.
Okay, how many of them are adults?
A good.
Let's say 80%.
Okay.
Okay, you think out of that number, right? Let's say it's 160,
Mm-hmm.
and we do 80%. Anyone know 80% of 160?
I think it was like 40 million men.
Okay, let's just say it's 120 million men. Out of 120 million men, what percentage of them you think are paying for OnlyFans?
Well, find out.
Because if you need a percent so low to represent those billions, you don't need a large percent to make billions of dollars. If you're already at 120 million men,
His friends though. That are
if 120 million men spent $10, you already at $1 billion. So it just shows you the number doesn't need to be a large majority of men. So yeah, if you're gonna find out
20% of men, 20% of men under 40 have paid for it.
20% of men under 40.
Under 40 have paid for
Okay.
it.
So the problem,
Which is the lowest form, meaning no contact. And then you have all of the websites where you can buy them, list crawler, and I'm not gonna plug everybody. But
so if we add the rest of the men in, it's gonna be less than 20%, correct?
it's gonna be more than 20%.
No, you said 20% of men under 40, meaning that 80% of men under 40 did not. And if you add the rest of the men 40 and up, it's going to be even a lower number. You follow what I'm trying to say? So we're making it
40.
seem like
So-
pig pigs are the fucking norm.
Listen.
It is.
But then there's
When people say the top 20% of men, are they talking about a select few or they're talking about everybody? Hold on. Oh, go back. Let's go to
40.
Bro, let's go to
libido drops.
let's go to your
dramatically.
number. No, I want to go to
Your
your
libido drops
let's go
dramatically
to
after 40.
That's fine, but I'm just trying to say
Off it.
80% is the majority, 20% will be the minority of men under 40. Okay,
Which
but you
is the
talk
lowest
about it like
form.
every
1 in
bro.
5 is
20% of men make over 100,000. Can we say that almost anybody make 100,000?
No.
Okay, so how could you call the 20% of men who pay for OnlyFans the average?
What I'm saying is that's the
Your numbers is wrong,
that's
bro.
the lowest.
No, but you
form.
call that. I'm only arguing
I'm
that you
not saying-
said
I'm not-
you
I
made it
didn't-
seem
I
like
didn't
mad
say that.
niggas is paying for OnlyFans. No, it's
20%
not.
is ridiculous.
Bro, you might find like it's too much, right?
Way too much.
But it's not the average man.
You said it wouldn't even be 10. No,
Because 20% is not average. No, it won't be 10 if you add all the numbers in.
dude, you're talking about 40 plus. After that, your libido drops dramatically. You can't even count dudes like that's over 50 and all of that. We're tripping now at that point.
I mean-
now at that point, you're looking at from 40 to 50, and a lot of those dudes.
You said it was an average man. I don't think 20% is an average man in any way you shake or form it.
So if you said
Because the top 20% of 20 men earn how much money?
10% of men from 30 to 40.
Does the average man earn 100K?
No, we're not
Okay,
saying that. We
so-
never said
so-
that.
okay, so
I
can
didn't
we-
say every man is doing that?
Well, you said average man.
That's my point. What I was saying is that's the lowest form because you're not even making contact. So then there's the upper tier, which I know a lot of dudes, because I'm in that age range within the 40s, who straight up buy it. Straight up.
And they only want emotional
Think
connection,
about
no
it.
sex?
That's under 40.
No.
Listen, think about it. Think about what I'm saying. The only reason why it's not above 40 is because those dudes at some point in life actually got real box. right? And it wasn't such a thing. They won't be able to even adapt to the OnlyFans.
So can
thing.
we agree the average man's not paying for OnlyFans? Can we agree
I
on that?
never said that
The
they
average
were.
man is paying
I
for
said
OnlyFans.
probably
What do
about
you
10%. So how was that the average? Hold
You said
on.
there's a lot of pay pigs out there.
There are.
Oh,
So there's a lot of men making
There's
100,000
a
out there.
difference between pay pigs and people who
So
buy
what I'm saying- listen,
OnlyFans.
what I'm saying is that's the lowest form. So then if you go up to the people who are actually paying for box as well, is there's going to be a high percentage of that too, right? At some point. And then if you talk about
But you
just
made
that,
her
then the dudes
seem
who
like
are
there's so
tricking
many
altogether.
options for her
They're wrong.
because many men are willing to pay for. That's what you said.
Most of the men,
Because let me question
men
you.
are willing to pay for it.
That'll
But
be
the men who are willing to
You-
deal with the man who's paying for it.
Hold
is
on,
another
brother. In the
ballgame.
beginning of the discussion, you said there's many men that would pay for this, and that to me would be similar to saying there's many men that make 100K. Girl, you could go out there and demand 100K.
I mean, you just
It's
gotta
similar,
go to
numbers
Amy,
wise.
to be honest.
So listen to what I'm saying. All I'm saying is there's far too many. And then when you go up to the other forms of tricking, which the higher level would be actually just
Escorting.
going on dates and dealing with plate pirates who get them to feed and all of that. There's a lot of dudes who don't have the game right. And I talk to a lot of these men. I'm telling you, there's far too many. We have a lot of correcting to do. That's why it is that you do. what you
20%
do.
is far
That's
too
why
many?
it is that you're talking about just that one aspect. You're acting like none of the other aspects count besides that. If you want to break down all their numbers, if we had the time.
So what percentage you think? You think 50-60% of men are doing goofy shit like this?
No.
Because I think the average dude.
Well, you said that.
I think the
most
average
men
dude's
are
not like
betas.
that. I mean beta, but not beta in the sense that they're gonna pay for emotional connection. Beta in the sense that they're gonna let women lead. But even if a dude is, because I'm not a kind of person who would let a woman dominate me or be domineering to me. There's a lot of men that would. There's a lot of men that would, right? But what I'm saying is, even those men that would still let the woman lead in their household are not gonna just pay for an emotional connection.
Let me ask you this.
Speaking of that, there's a whole dating app for just domination.
Listen, how many men do you actually think call their significant other a partner and let her make all the decisions and say, well, happy wife, happy life? How many men do you think are like that? Do you realize that?
More than the ones that pay for OnlyFans.
Right. Okay. And then there's a bunch of dynamics that you would never get into, right? When you look at household chores and all that, that's split pretty much down the middle, 50-50. There's a lot of dudes sitting here washing dishes and doing a whole bunch of shit that I would not take part in, right? So what I'm saying is that
You wouldn't wash dishes?
Yeah.
no, not really, no. What for?
Damn, nigga. I thought you said you from Guyana, nigga. Y'all had dishwashers in
Excuse
Guyana?
me, the Guyanese women, we are very prominent in the household. Our men do not have to wash dishes. Thank you very much.
My nigga.
Period.
Carry on.
He called you nigga too. That's what they said doing Guyana? Okay, yeah. Bros.
Carry on.
Bros.
Carry
is
on.
Guyana. Yeah, the
Carry
girls are
on.
your bros out there.
Carry on.
Either way, the point, I was just being,
Facetious.
facetious, joking around with it. But ultimately, I just want to make sure we agree that this is not normal behavior. Therefore, women shouldn't expect this. They shouldn't expect that there's going to be a large quantity of men. In fact, I think we're just encouraging the illusion.
I think
it was an
it's-
illusion option. And that's why it's funny that you said that, because I think in the very beginning, and that's why I'm addressing it now, you encourage her to believe that there's going to be tons of men
Is that
out
what you got out
there.
of that? Do you feel encouraged by what I said?
No.
What did I say? What,
She's just going to say no anyway.
Why not? No, why not?
Someone write the tape down. It's not about that.
Why not? Why would you not feel encouraged?
Well, for one, it's because I'm not out there seeking for it.
No,
It
based
comes
on what
to
I
me.
said, why would you not be encouraged by what I said to you?
It's not like
Telling a woman there's a lot of men not encouraging.
So
He didn't say that. He said that.
He did not say there's a lot of men.
she's an active
That-
listener. Let's listen to her.
I'm gonna act, bro. Get
He
the fuck
said
out of here,
that the
bro. Stop with this
behavior
guy
that
and his
she's
bullshit, nigga.
exhibiting right
Trinidad
now.
and this fucking bitch, nigga. TNT, nigga.
Calm
Carnival right now,
Calm
nigga.
down.
Come on.
Calm
Steel
down.
pan, nigga.
Calm
Steel
down.
fucking pan,
Calm
nigga.
down. He said the
Shit.
behavior that she's exhibiting right now will affect her future prospects of finding a husband.
Oh shit, she heard me.
I said that.
He said that.
Did I say that?
You agreed with
Did you hear
him.
me say that?
yeah, you said it.
Okay, we're gonna run the tape back. That's fine. She did not. You said she's an active listener. We're gonna let the audience determine if she's an active listener. She said, but to me
Whatever.
personally, I'm the guy they gang up on, right? This is what I'm known for. I'm the guy they gang up on.
Wrong.
I agree
That's
with you
not
at some
right.
point. I didn't even gang up on you.
I'm the, she had an issue with me when
These
she found out from
Trinidadians have
Trinidad.
selective listening.
Yeah, she. The minute she found out we don't eat egg balls and shit like y'all do,
Oh
fucking
my
Guyana,
goodness.
that's when she had an issue. Right?
GT to the bone. Leave
Yeah,
it alone.
yeah. Okay, chicken curry and all that, right? Yeah, bullshit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We got doubles, nigga. Fuck an egg drop, nigga. Doubles, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
Whatever.
But anyway,
But they got Guyanese people working in the restaurant.
in the front,
I'm gonna let it
we
go.
will never let them
I'm
in the
gonna let
kitchen.
it go.
We'll
I'ma let
never
it
let
go.
Guyanese people in the kitchen.
Right.
And I'm teasing, by the way. Shout out to Guyana.
I
You know?
know.
But the whole point I'm trying to say is that we got to be very careful what we say because there's young women listening. And I would hate if they got the message that, yo, trick on. I mean, she's working for her. Fine, fair enough. She got her bills paid. But she's the exception. Not many people can get 3 sugar daddies. Let's come on.
Yeah,
Tell the
so,
truth,
I mean,
bro.
she's doing
We
something.
talking about this like every girl you met got 3 sugar daddies. She said you don't even work.
You should probably have a course.
Do you work?
You got a course?
Do you work?
No.
And she got a kid.
You got a course?
No.
Yeah,
You need to
should
start
have one.
teaching these girls.
No, y'all doing exactly what I'm telling you not to do.
Trying to gatekeep, bro.
I'm out of here. No, fuck that, nigga.
Yeah. No.
So we're almost.
He's upset. He's gone.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We got the problem out of here.
No.
He's not the problem. He's not the problem.
So, first of all, I don't want you ladies to feel encouraged by it at all because I think that those choices are going to be detrimental to your future, in all honesty. So, it does.
I can agree to that, honestly. What I do is not everybody's, they could do that. There's girls that's only on OnlyFans that make $1 million a year. There's girls that make 20,000 a year.
There's options outside of OnlyFans
There's 100%
for women
options.
to have.
It just
okay?
happens to be who I was around, who I got introduced to, who I was connected with and everything that put me in the position. I wouldn't be in the position if it wasn't for other people. So it's not my lifestyle. It wasn't my main choice. It wasn't what I literally went to school for. It's just something that happened and it just supplied me financially. But long term, no, honestly. Just stack your paper while you're young.
So, I'm going to allow everyone to close out, even if Shake wants to come back just to close
It's
out.
okay. He big man.
He's welcome to. But
Let him be
I
big
didn't mean to
man.
run him off. But
Bloop, bloop.
go ahead and give your closing thoughts, and then I'm going to hand it down.
Stay black.
Chase your bag.
No, that's not good enough. Come on, you must.
Okay, for my young women that are watching, there are other options than OnlyFans. Education is a thing. You can find a job that is lucrative without you having to show any ass or titties or engage with a man for financial gain. Good?
Good enough. And you don't necessarily have to focus on that one aspect of it. It can be anything we discussed today.
I mean, go whatever you want to do. You're young. Live it up.
YOLO.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. So we're gonna make this message clear, being that Shape disagrees that I.
He's disappointed in you.
He walked
that's
off.
fine.
He know he big man. It's okay.
Somebody has to leave when he comes. It is what it is. Somebody was gonna storm off. It was guaranteed.
Yeah, it was always gonna be him at the end of the day.
But so I'll say this: we're talking about the illusion of choice, and the main thing to hammer down on is your choices for now will absolutely affect your future. So if you are searching for a man that is virtuous, then you have to practice virtuous behavior in order to obtain that man and obtain his respect. So it's just one of those things. And sometimes we see these options, but they're absolutely an illusion because you'll see a bunch of men, but then when you actually start to sift through what it is that you were generally attracted to, it doesn't always pan out. So I think that we have to take the time to understand what it is that we should be looking for versus what makes the oven warm, right? I know y'all pick according to what warms up the oven and then try to filter after that, but it doesn't usually work out for you in that way. So you have to be more. Women always say, "I want a man who's intentional," but do women ever become intentional when it is time for a relationship? Or because they have so many options, do they feel like there's infinite options and there's no rush? I have time. I have dudes on my top. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. But if a sustainable relationship, a good father to your children, a leader of a household is what you crave, then you need to be running like it's Mayday. You can't play games with this. That's just what it is. You have to take it as seriously as you would your education, as serious as you would when you are considering your children or anything else that you value in life, because it's that important. Your family, your legacy is that important, and you need to vet that just like any other aspect of your life.
I agree.
All right. So, if y'all want to give out that social media before you leave?
No.
Oh,
Heaven's Eyes.
spell that out for the
HEAVENSEYESS.
bet. All right, that works. Thank you for coming through today. We appreciate you and love you for it. If you have not subscribed, please do. It actually helps us way more than you know. If you're just ninja watching, don't do that. Go ahead and subscribe because we're going to continue to bring the heat. If you got it all the way this far, you obviously enjoyed it, and we have more for you. As you can see, we are way more active than we were a little while ago, and we're going to keep that trend going. And as always, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.